Happy time zone, sports fans. Welcome to 90 Infinity 5, the Sports Hub. My name is Joey T. Badger, your host of the Sports Hub, here with a new show, Blaseball Extra Innings, where we'll be discussing what just happened in the Blaseball Q&A session and the announcement for the next chapter of Blaseball. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Throughout this program, feel free to talk along, type along, ask questions. This is a bit of a party, an after party, if you will, as said earlier. So please do join that. So happy to have you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Blaseball Extra Innings. Hot from Premiere, folks. Welcome so much. So glad to have you here for this program. It's not just me. One of my favorite partners in crime. You may know them from Blaseball News. Please welcome to the screen, Callahan Jones. Cal, hello.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
You look cozy, Cal.
I'm very cozy. I'm a little tired. I'm a little warm. It's great to, watch some nice Blaseball Q&A.
Oh, great. I'm glad you're the opposite. I'm like, here, max energy, and you have a cup that literally says sigh.
Oh yeah. It's it's Friday. I'm ready for Saturday. You know how it is. It's great. It's great time. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready to absorb some of your energy, Joey.
Oh boy, I please take it. I will explode if I don't have it. Happy times, everyone. A lot of highs in the chat. Boy, I can't talk because I'm so excited, Cal. I'm so excited. Oh boy. So what just happened is we had about an hour and a half Q&A. Went about the same length, and it's late for us here. I know for me it's about 10:38, but that will not stop the hot takes, Cal. That will not stop.
Of course. You get a little bit of sleepiness going, at least for me. That really unleashes the hot takes for me. So the more tired I get, the hotter the takes get. So
love that.
Good to be here.
Hot take bells ready to go. And right now we are making a pledge that we are going to give all the hot takes because a lot of fun stuff to unpack. Now, the most obvious thing is the game ban announced when tentatively Blaseball will return. It was something we've been waiting to hear for a long time. Now, Cal, do you want to drop what date they specified?
2/22, February 22nd, tentatively.
February 22nd, 2021. That's right. This year in about, what's that going to be? 5 weeks or so?
Give or take. About that. Geez, what's the date? It's the 15th. Yeah.
It
Not
is
that much
15th.
longer now.
They released a graphics that with the various dates of when it could return. So January 18th, 0%.
Yeah.
So not Monday.
Astrid reminds us that'll make a total of about 4 months of the Grand Siesta, which is insane because that's borderlining on doubling the time. Well, equal to the time that Blaseball was actually going. Not quite, but up there.
Right, you are, Cal. Yeah, and boy, it's felt like 4 months, or it's felt like a year, especially in something. And when the world broke, and it's still broken, we all want Blaseball back, but we're happy the devs are taking their time. They're taking time for self-care. They're doing a lot of cool things. And we'll go through some of the stuff that we can glean from there. And if you have any hot takes, please feel free to share them in the chat. So they're saying February 22nd, 66% chance of it returning that day. They said if they need an extra week, they'll take the extra week, and that's okay. We want a good product, right, Cal?
Oh, for sure. I'm all in for quality of product. The better that Blaseball is, the more great time we can have with it. The more. What if they're done early? It has been the point has been raised that we are actually already at the length of siesta longer than Blaseball went originally, which is insane. I guess part of how long siesta has gone has really been put down in my mind by the coffee cup, because that was the whole first month or so. Um,
That's right. I forgot about it. I felt like it's so long ago. I remember that the game band did specifically say in their last Q&A that they would entertain other events like this throughout. So I would not be surprised if they said they were having another event. One thing that we've been pushing for is to have another a grudge match between the Pandemonium artists and the Society Data Witches, which
Yeah.
I bought this bowl from Poland on Etsy to be the Joey T. Badger Bowl of
Wow.
bragging.
Wow. How's that turned out for you so far? Have you gotten any headway on that, or
Nope? Has not worked out.
You haven't been doing enough manifesting, Joey. You have to manifest the matchup of your dreams into reality, so you can give away the Badger Bowl to the deserving team.
Right, you are, Cal. Again, I'm sure they will announce something. I don't want to, pardon the pun, but badger them about having these things, because I know they're still, trying to be people living real lives, and also trying to make a game. And making games are hard. So we'll quickly talk about anything that we can glean from their announcement. One thing they said specifically, Cal, was that they're going to get a lot of stuff right off the bat. So it's going to come out guns a-blazing.
Come out guns blazing, lots of new stuff, some stuff that we're going to be voting for, some stuff we've already have voted for. At the end of season 11, we got to reveal, what was it, page 2 of the Forbidden Book, which had a lot of stuff about eating in concessions and stadiums and all this kind of stuff, more income, lots and lots of things that I'm sure we'll find out about very, very, very quickly. That, were a big shock when they were revealed, but we just haven't heard anything about since. I'm certainly looking forward to that stuff.
Right, you are, Cal. Yeah, those were the 3 that passed, I believe, were closed for ballparks. That team will have a ballpark, which is amazing. Love that. I can only lead to more interesting lore and dynamics for home teams. Deface wills, so fans shall bend the election to their will. That's very exciting. So it seems like we'll have a little more control over the elections. And then, of course, as you mentioned, eat concessions, where a new way to earn money, allegedly. And
allegedly,
I don't know. You can't make any promises in Blaseball, because anything can happen.
Yes, of course. We never know what will happen. Votes or snacks?
That's a hot take right there.
Certified hot take. Once again,
as Sam of the Game Band would say, probably give it at least a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Yeah, if you're hungry enough. Vote is at least a 7.
Right, you are. Ashford says peanuts are not snacks, though. You're right, they're eggs.
Yes, that is correct. They are snacks to one specific individual who we have not heard from in a hot minute now. So I guess we'll see what happens there. But yes, Blaseball returning February 22nd. They did, in fact, post what seems to be a little bit of a spreadsheet. This is Blaseball when it has some probabilities that I'm sure are just a joke, but 66% for February 22nd. Next most likely date, March 1st, 23%, which is over a week later. Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting. So it looks like
it's not. I'm stupid. That's fully a week.
February has one of those small number of dates.
February
numbers are hard, especially dates.
28 days. Yep. Man.
Too interesting. It looks like a normal distribution-ish. Of course, I'll leave all the calculations to Sibber. But a special thing about February 22nd, Cal, that's going to be my 30th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
happy future birthday, Joey.
Thank you so much. Hopefully I make it. But we still got a fair amount of time to get to. But that really covers all the really cool things for the announcement. Again, as Cal alluded to in that graph. Don't wish me happy birthday yet. Don't jinx me. The game ban will take an extra day, an extra week, if they feel that is necessary. So again, game ban, please take your time. We just appreciate Blaseball. We love Blaseball so much. We are all love Blaseball, and we can't wait for it to return. So so excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know we can prepare. Any final
Could be
takes
very
on that before
excited.
we, any final takes on that, Cal, before we move on to just picking apart, just digging through some of the answers that the game band talked about during their Q&A.
My final hot take is I'm pretty ready for new season of Blaseball, just so that Blaseball Twitter can get some new jokes.
Mm.
Yep, that's my final hot take about a new season of Blaseball.
It's a scorcher, Cal. Yes, we do need new jokes again. It's been a whole lot. And again, we're here. We have your back. We're here at the Sports Hub. We're here at Baseball News Network. We have your back. It's again, self-care, hydration, drink your water, and we are still a team.
Secretly water.
Secretly water, of course.
Yeah, I'm just keeping up the theme of mugs. So
the theme of mugs. Love that. It's like the new suit for a tarot deck.
Oh, of course.
Mugs. Mugs are new cups.
I knew.
Oh boy. All right. So yeah, Blaseball's coming back February 22nd, plus minus. So excited for that. So I wrote some notes from the questions. Cal, I know you wrote some notes. Chat again, if you have any hot takes on what we say or anything we haven't said, share them. Again, this is our after party. First off, I want to say on the record, I love Pope Sunman. There's a lot of Pope Sunman hate. Again, a big Pope Sunman fan.
Who Sunman?
Pope. I will not. It's not poop. I have hard fast on that.
I have heard it multiple ways.
Mm.
The other way I have heard it is in fact Poop Sunman, which is slightly unfortunate, I would say. It's not the greatest title to be stuck with. I believe there was a lawsuit concerning that title, so maybe we should.
You might have heard of it.
Place. Maybe we shouldn't actually talk about that name.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
But it's a cursed name. Big fan of Pope Sunman. I hope they're doing okay. From what I recall, it was in fact confirmed that they're doing pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not around at this time. Perhaps they're on siesta.
Good. I hope Pope Sunman's resting. It's also Pope 2 Sunman. Not sure what's happening there. Or Pope Sun 2 Man. I think hurts my brain when I think about it.
I avoid thinking about it at all, personally.
Yeah, I don't want blood to start pouring down from my nose.
Yeah, exactly. It's just too much mental.
It's too much mental. I agree.
That's the end of the statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard the period. It was very definitive.
Thank you.
And now a treat for us all was seeing all the game band. I believe we had 8 folks plus a very nice cat on the stream today.
Sneakers is the best part of the game band, in my opinion.
Love Sneakers. That's Felix's roommate. Love to see Sneakers. The Sneakers just laying out so nice. But we had Elena, Joel, Steven, Roldan, Felix, Sam, and 2 folks we haven't seen before, Cedric and Corey, who were original game band members. So it was nice to see everyone. And they were wearing something special, Cal. What were they wearing?
They were wearing what seemed to be incredible jerseys made for them by the people at Blaseball Cares. Had the big old game band logo on it. I'm pretty sure it said something on the back. I don't recall exactly what that was. Let's
I do.
Look, shall we? Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah. They had their own names. They were personalized.
Oh, wow.
Person. I believe Steven had shelled,
that is correct.
Which was on the front because he was wearing it backwards. It took me a while to figure that out.
That's okay. Yeah, that was confusing me for a long time too. I never brought together the dots there. Blasona surnames. Got it. Thank you for that.
There. It was nice to see that. Nice to see everyone together again. It ties into a question that was asked later on. Where did the name Game Band come from? Which I thought it was a nice, very wholesome answer. Made me say audibly. It was very sweet.
Yes, I really appreciated that one. It was nice to. I always like. It seems every single time around in Q&A we get a little bit more of the Game Band's past history out of Sam every time. we get a little bit more of information every single time. It's always nice. I really like that.
It is really nice. And Sam in that story shared that there was a band that a friend was in where that they were constantly trying to reinvent themselves, and that was Sam's philosophy with the game band. And that after each game, they really wanted to try to reinvent themselves, and that making a video game is such a collaborative experience that it's like a band with instruments and different players, where it takes a lot of coordination and collaboration. So that makes sense. The game, as in the video game band, like it's a band of folks. I think it's a really nice name. I always wonder where it came from, and it makes sense that their logo is that like guitar pick.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it was really wholesome.
So
I'll
really,
go on record.
the game band is really just setting out to be Neil Peart's drum set. That's what we learned tonight.
Collie point for you guys.
Thank you, Joey.
You earned it.
Thank you.
Now, Cal, do you have anything that stood out for you from this Q&A session?
One topic that they got into a little bit that I really thought was interesting was them talking about how almost every single election we've had, the choice we made have just majorly impacted Blaseball, not just in the ways that we can see in how, the thing that's actually gets implemented, how it affects things, but like what we avoided by not voting for other things. Yeah, exactly. If peanuts hadn't been voted in, that could have entirely changed the story of the discipline era. And that just kind of at the time almost seemed like a throwaway vote for a lot of people because, it's funny. I found that entire discussion intriguing, fascinating. What ifs are big fan.
Any particular what ifs that stood out to you, Cal?
Something I've always wondered is, I can't remember them off the top of my head. Diagonal World. Basically the entire voting season where we ended up with Bloodbath as a result, which never ended up going off. High Filter.
Thank goodness.
High Filter. I'm sure the Boston Flowers would not have that would have not turned out very well for the Boston.
Actually,
Flowers.
hold on. Cal, I have a scorcher take here. Hold on.
Oh boy.
All right. I'm gonna be a flower stand right now. We ended up winning the Wild Low, and we were supposed to be the recipient of all the blood, and we lost so much due to like blood drain and so much through a bunch of shenanigans of previous seasons. And I was like, oh great, our time to kind of bring things back, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen, Cal. They said it was gonna happen. It didn't happen.
I'm sorry, Joey. I'm sorry. It's just it's the Blaseball gods giveth, and the Blaseball gods giveth away. It's just the way it's got to be sometimes.
Oh yeah, and that's how they do.
Wow, yeah. Diagonal World, obtuse versus acute for leagues for Diagonal World would be very interesting. At this point, it's hard for me to even remember the fact that we used to have the traditional chaotic evil, chaotic good, lawful evil, lawful good divisions.
That was like 7 months ago.
I know that was, yeah, exactly. It was so long ago. Now it's just I couldn't imagine what a world in Blaseball would be like without mild high, mild low. And obviously they're starting to get shaken up more and more, and the original division changes aren't as relevant seemingly as they were originally. But even just thinking about how, I assume all of these other things we could have voted for also would have come with their own shiny mechanic that wasn't Bloodbath. What would that would have looked like? I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I believe Joel shared this about how pretty early on they knew or had a good idea of what was going to pass. So I think they gave them extra development time for those mechanics. And I think that comes down to early voting. So I imagine season 1, when they were saying when relegation was up the first time, this is when the book was passed. They were ready to do stuff that wasn't the book. And it's almost amazing. Like Blaseball wouldn't be Blaseball without opening the Forbidden Book
for sure.
For the Moab Sunbeams. to be sucked into the Hellmouth
Mhm.
and for incinerations to start killing players.
Yeah. No incineration. It was like what could have happened? The tacos, I think, could have been just like taken out of Blaseball and replaced by some other team.
Yeah, probably the Ohio Astronauts.
Oh my, the Ohio Astronauts. Every single month, someone's got to ask a question about the Ohio Astronauts.
Their answer to that was they just don't and never will exist. So
Oh,
you
for sure.
don't have to keep asking, folks.
Yeah, Ohio. We
Yeah,
don't even know if Ohio exists in Blaseball. So,
right.
does Ohio exist in Blaseball?
We don't know. Felix has gone on record as saying Ohio doesn't exist. So,
Well, an interesting problem with that, as I saw good friend of BNN, Kara, point out on Twitter. Um, if this is truly a horror game, then Ohio should exist within it. So, as someone who, in fact, does live in Ohio, IRL, I agree with that take. In a horror world, Ohio should exist.
I agree. Ashton, so sorry for you. I will on air. Kara, this is for you. You get a comedy point for that because that was golden.
It's a horror game because this is a universe where we actually depended on Ohio, and now it is gone.
All right, comedy point. Oh boy, yep.
Long ago, Ohio was sucked into something like Moab was into the Hellmouth.
Woof. Ejected into space. Some other interesting things that they mentioned about decrees that didn't pass. Originally, I think they asked like what things would have what had the biggest impact. I think that was the question, the biggest impact on the game, and they ended up going down a route of saying what didn't happen and what impact didn't happen. So that was really interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
Again, they mentioned double jump, which would have broken Blaseball. Relegation would have been big, like you said, Cal.
Relegation would have been huge.
Yeah, really a heartbreaker. I feel like, I couldn't imagine it now. Maybe back in the beginning, we didn't fall in love with these teams. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
But they had it up twice. The only one I believe to go up twice, and they defeated both times.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about regulation. I think from a sports perspective, it kind of makes a lot of sense because in so many professional sports, that's kind of just a thing that happens. But with Blaseball, especially with the Tacos, who would have been regulated in season 1, it's just insane. The Tacos are just like one of the most dedicated fan bases in Blaseball. They have one of the coolest stories in Blaseball with a lot of the coolest stuff that's gone on. Without the Tacos, I mean, they very well could have just like all latched onto whatever team replaced the Tacos, right? But without the Tacos, the poor then Los Angeles and now Unlimited Tacos, without them, Blaseball would just be outrageously and fundamentally different.
Yeah, it's amazing. I believe the game ban goes by the different multiverse theories. Again, they have a whole thing about cosmology, which is very interesting. And they every time it comes up, they don't want to dig into it because I imagine like that really guides them.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. They talk about maybe having a book, but like this kind of parallel universes and different timelines, and almost like we are kind of participating in that, where I imagine, maybe there is a timeline where there was the relegation or where the Tacos didn't become unlimited. So I imagine, that kind of, it almost like thematically fits into that, which I find really cool.
For sure. Yeah. That was a very interesting first question to just hop into the Q&A with, or one of the first few. I always hop back and forth in my thoughts about how prepared the game ban is. It seems like at every single moment they really know what they're doing and they know where they're going with it, and then the Blaseball community really manages to blow it up, and then they're on the back foot again. and they recover every time.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff, and I think what leads to a really great community and a really great product, because it feels real and reactive, and just and again the simulation as they mentioned on the stream is very dramatic. Like it just knows, and it creates some beautiful stuff. And again, the community buying in so hard, extra hard to everything, saying yes extremely hard, and the game band yesing all the community's yeses. And that's why it's such a special thing, and we can't wait for February 22nd plus minus.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very ready. Very ready for a new season of Blaseball, especially with some big upcoming changes that Blaseball News has planned. But I'm sure we can talk about that more in the future.
Do you want to give a teaser here, Cal?
No.
No.
No, there are things to tease, but I will not tease them yet. They are certainly in the works. Lots of cool stuff.
Nice. I guess I will tease some stuff at the end of my program then to make up for that. Yeah. Ooh.
I secretly tease something without actually having something meaty to tease.
Oh boy, Cal, as you know, I'm always scheming. I cannot stop.
Horrifying.
Please help me. My favorite. Folks asked the game band about their favorite part of Blaseball cosmology. Again, they'll keep that very tight to their chest. Excuse me. One thing they mentioned previously on their last Q&A session is that they said the peanut god, the shelled one, came from Blaseball 2. So that was really interesting. I was like, wow. And they seem to put a lot of stock into that. And that was really cool. Like, okay, wow. So Blaseball 2 is this thing. It makes sense that the crabs are there. They've ascended or climbed up or risen. I certainly
missed that comment. The most potentially substantive comment of the entire Q&A, and I missed it.
I mean, again, this Q&A. It was like just plopped in. Last Q&A, they expressly mentioned that. And I found that very fascinating. How cosmologically, there we go. That is a huge, that is a real thing, and that we'll likely see more in the future, which is really cool. Like gods have descended from there, teams have ascended to there. So very, very cool.
Maybe one day we'll find out what's actually going up with Blaseball 2. One day. All we know is that there's a gate there and people come from there and the crabs are there now.
You know? And there's also Blaseball.
There is.
Blaseball? A blood Dragon Ball there.
Blaseball.
It's Blaseball. Boy, Cal, words are hard. I miss Blaseball because it got me better at diction and I haven't had a chance to
me too. Better at writing, better at diction. It really let me practice a lot of things, honestly.
God, what was interesting question? I'll make this a cool parallel into a question that was asked on what kind of skills that they learned and develop. Members at Discord, web development, and also Steven started surfing because of the Hawaii Fridays. That's really neat. Now, Cal, cool. I'll ask you. What kind of skills have you developed since because of Blaseball? And I'll also open up to you, the chat, as well.
For me, certainly learning how to run Twitter to an extent, being publicly presentable all the time, not just launching my hot takes into the sun at every moment when I have the largest following of any non-developer for Blaseball.
It's bonkers. Blaseball News Network, so popular, and you do such a great job, so that makes sense.
Thank you. There's a lot of growing pains, especially around season 6 and 7 or so. I accidentally stepped on a lot of toes, and I still don't feel great about that. That was a lot of it was a big learning process. A little bit of community management now. That's coming more and more.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like you can also join the Blaseball News Discord. That's one I'm happily proud of being a part of. A lot of good content there, so feel free to join that. You can follow Blaseball News Network at Blaseball News. So if you want to be part of the 7,756 followers that are already there.
Thank you.
And apparently your location is Dato, Ohio.
Dato, Ohio, man, that was a joke I made the very first day I started the Twitter account. I was like, where is this located? Ah, yes. At the time, I lived in Dayton, Ohio, where I no longer live, thank goodness. And I'm like, what is the Blaseball version of Dayton, Ohio? As I set my Cthulhu profile picture, Dayton, Ohio. Oh man, but
love that.
yeah,
A lot of fun stuff in the chat. Again, tarot cards, preparation for season 12. Tarot was the big election buzz from season 11. Spies are teaching me in real time what consensus decisions I should like. That's really cool in practice and theory. If Biff only has 99 followers, if Biff drop your drop your Twitter handle, let's break 3 digits, baby.
I learned that I only have 99 followers. That's what Blaseball taught me. SQL skills. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
SQL skills. It's spicy.
Yeah, I love that. Again, structured query language. I believe that's what it stands for. Again, like the whole Society of Internet Baseball Research, SIBR. I imagine it's just like it's people who had existing skills. I'm sure they were able to make cool projects and develop those further. So that's dope.
Yes. As a small aside, I have now Sam Rosenthal just posted a picture of his jersey, and it does indeed say Rosenthal on the back of it.
Oh wow, confirmed. Thank you for that in that live update.
I've been considering these. I've been considering
every time
this.
I see them, it's like I want a Flowers jersey. I really do.
I know, me too. Man, I don't even cheer for a team anymore. That's weird.
We haven't been able to cheer for a team in a while.
I know.
Again, their jerseys are so dope. Again, Blaseball Cares, baseballcares.com. Such great stuff. You get awesome baseball swag, and you get to help like great causes. So can't lose there. One last thing about cosmology that we didn't get to. They gave another cool thing out. They specifically said there's a stat every team has.
Oh yes,
and it's called E density. What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's how dense all the players are. How electronically dense all of these players are. It's like esports, but E density. You know. No, I've got no clue. I certainly had no clue whatsoever that teams had stats, but that could also just very well be a relatively new thing that they're pushing. In this big code push they did today.
Yeah, they did a live code push on air. 147 files. That was delightful. Random guess is electoral density, but who knows? Great idea there. Wistful Stargazer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What could E density? It's so ethereal density. I don't know. We'll find out. Astrid, do you know if Astrid or anyone in SIBR, do you know if it's common knowledge that teams have stats and if those are available? So feel free to do that. Anyways, it's a party. Woo! Anyway,
it's a party. Woo! Keep the energy going.
Energy, give it everywhere. There was another.
Let me pick up my Psy mug again.
Yeah. Oh, Joey's doing his thing again. Psy. Teams do not have stats, says Astrid, unlike number of championship stuff. So cool. So none publicly facing. Another thing that the answers were okay. Again, people ask if they can add sounds. That's been a fun thing with the game ban. It's like, hey, can you add sounds to Blaseball? And it's a bad idea for a web app. But Sam loves it, and it's a great bit.
Sam's idea of just unmuting everyone's mics who's watching Blaseball and letting us hear everyone else cheer for their favorite sports teams. What a great idea. I feel like there's no way that could end poorly.
Yeah, never. Oh God, no. Yeah, you have to moderate. It'd be so good. Squire, you get a comedy point there. Sports Hub's now in party time. The party never stops, baby. I remember when the Flowers were in party time. A dumb bit I did was I put on a Hawaiian shirt with a bunch of like lays because we were in party time. It was
incredible.
Dumb.
I'm here for it.
And they one person in the game said to add screams, the sound of a soul scream
Oh
to
yes.
the sound of soul scream to Blaseball, because we know what soul screams. We know it's a hash value of all their stats, blah 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 blah. But it's supposed to represent the elements of their soul, and there's a bunch of A's and E's and X's and I's and whatnot. So we know what it sounds like. But
Did we get any soul screams? Did any of the Blaseball developers, show off their soul scream or anything?
Yeah, I think Joel, who tried to get all the game band to say their soul scream, and everyone did not do it. But Joel did, and major props to Joel E. Clark. And we actually have that footage here, so please enjoy Joel's soul scream. Warning: this is a scream. It's so good. Oh, one more time, Cal. That what a gift Joel has given to the Splort sub.
Joel really tried while also respecting his neighbors.
Oh boy, I really hope. Absolutely, Astrid. I hope it gets into a garage song.
What would my chat ask? What would our soul scream sound like? I don't know. I don't have fun, so.
Actually, I know the answer to yours, Cal. Can you pick up your mug?
Oh yes.
There it is.
Here's my soul scream.
Yeah.
Alternatively, my soul scream could just be the sentence, I hope I don't feel like this forever.
Oh, too real, Cal. Too real. Too real. Do you want to hear my soul scream?
Oh yes, Joey.
Oh boy, I have too much fun with these.
Squire in the chat does have a good idea, Joey. Whenever people sub to you, you could just get the little pop up of Joey screaming.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Oh boy. It's like, what's this really cool sports program where they're broadcasting a game that doesn't really exist, and they're pulling a lot of stock into it. Oh, I'll hit subscribe.
Exactly.
And because I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure there's a way to cut out his head and just have it appear. Hold on. Let's watch it again. He looks like a dinosaur. That's like calling out like a wolf howling at a moon.
Do you still have the salmon bumper on hand?
No, unfortunately.
Oh no. Oh no. It's so dumb. It's so funny. Why is it funny?
I don't know. Oh boy. So we get that. What a gift. What an absolute gift. Thank you, Joel Clark, for that. you have added sound. Oh, is it the sound when you hit hype level 5? Yeah, that's correct, Squire. Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh, I lost my breath there. Oh, anyways, a couple more points. Cal. All right, okay. I think it's finally out of my system. Which dev is most like a deep fried mozzarella stick? That was unanimous. That was Sam. Everyone said Sam.
Man, I actually had they asked that question, and it was actually really timely because I had a conversation with some of my coworkers about mozzarella sticks today. We really came to the conclusion that mozzarella sticks are really just that one thing that always seemed like a good idea, And then as soon as you're like halfway through them and you're like, maybe this was a mistake because you're just eating deep fried string cheese.
But that sounds great, and it depends if there's good marinara sauce.
That's fair. But you get to the end and it was great. It was tasty, a little greasy. Marinara sauce was great. And then like 10 minutes later, you were like,
You were like, ah.
yeah, exactly. You're like, oh. So I'm sure there are members of the game band that I would associate with the front side of my personal mozzarella stick experience, but not the back end of my. What?
Oh boy. Yeah. That sure was a hot take there, Cal. Well done. Oh boy. Folks asked about really great question. Why? It's about sharing signs. Why did it remove fingers in season 10 and didn't in season number 6? Again, sharing signs was the blessing that raised your offense, I think, by 10% in your subdivision and lowered everyone's pitching by 5%. And what happens after season 10? A lot of the pitcher stats, which is loosely correlated to pitching ability, the number of fingers that folks have, that was answered, which basically was, it just happens.
Yeah, I mean,
folks shouldn't ask why things happen.
Yeah, they were like, "Ooh, that happened? Cool. We don't know why that happened." And another great mystery of Cyber for Cyber was instantly solved. The answer being the game band doesn't know either.
If the answer was, it did.
Man.
Whenever someone gets a generic pitching stat change, positive, negative, they tend to gain a finger. Very interesting. I think that's cool. Fingers are great. A big finger fan.
Me too. Especially like mozzarella fingers. There's an alternate.
That's how I feel about that.
There's an alternate universe where mozzarella sticks are certainly called mozzarella fingers.
Like chicken fingers? I guess chicken fingers is a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel as about it.
Oh man.
A couple more cool things. Jalen mozzarella fingers. Sorry, another comedy point. Good job. Reverberating was mentioned about how we have Don Mitchell, who is reverberating, who during reverberating weather has the chance to pitch to bat twice in a row, which is pretty cool. But they said that there's a small random chance a player will start to, quote, be reverberating wildly during reverberation weather, which is really cool, Cal, because there's a small chance of other things happening. I wonder if certain weather effects we haven't seen yet happen.
Yeah,
because there's just a small percentage.
Yeah, for sure. I know for a time, in the once we got a bit more expanded weather, we saw some giant peanuts fall from the sky. That was a new effect. And I think it only happened once where it actually hit someone and encased them in a shell. We saw the giant peanuts fall a lot, but they only actually hit someone once.
Yeah.
Birds pecking free, birds also could, peck people free from peanut shells. We only saw that happen a few times, even though we had plenty of shelled players in bird weather games for a very long time. But I would love to find out in the first day of next month that secretly Blood Drain has had a very rare occurrence this entire time and we just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that would be so cool. So it's love how there's even small things that like I'm sure they tested it and it was normal, but once they got into the simulation, it was like, well, it's not dramatic enough, so I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it once.
But I'm sure if those effects exists, I'm sure Cyber knows of them already. But you know, man.
So I thought that was cool. I love
Oh,
they don't want to do spoilers, but like
yeah,
those little interesting tidbits is what makes the Q&As really
for
interesting.
sure. Yeah, they just drop little bits here and there, and that's a lot of it. You can let a lot of stuff go without actually really spoiling anything.
Hmm.
Like finding out that Elena is a really big fan of Pacific Rim. I can really feel the Pacific. I can feel the Pacific Rim influence coming in Blaseball. I
Mm.
think we're gonna end up with giant mechs on the field.
Oh
Um,
boy, I hope so. I mean, we already
I
have
can feel
planes,
it.
so it's only time.
An actual airplane, yes. When is? I mean, canonically, in some people's minds, Gunther O'Brien does in fact pitch in a mech suit. Um,
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
so there is that. Um,
A question that was asked. I'll ask you this, Cal. What movie would you watch over and over again, or which a movie that you watch all the time?
Man, I'm actually not a really big like repeat consumer of media.
Ooh. Hmm.
Not really at all. Yeah, like I watch a lot of stuff once, lots of movies once, read books once, play video games once. I can
That's it.
never
One and done.
replay video games.
I'll take.
Um, the list of movies that I've seen multiple times in my life basically starts and ends at Napoleon Dynamite. Um, I have seen Napoleon Dynamite so many times. Um,
How
so many times.
how many times, Cal?
I mean, it's just like it's so dumb. It's so stupid. Um, I probably end up watching it at least like 3 times a year
Mhm.
and have
Wow.
for a very long time. But it's just like I'll end up watching it randomly with someone because I'm like bored, and I'll end up watching it by myself sometime because I'm sad and want to watch something I know that I love. And then every Thanksgiving, me and my brothers and my two of my cousins watch it. We do that every Thanksgiving
Oh, I love that.
because
What a nice little
we,
tradition, especially
yeah,
around those kind of holidays.
yeah, exactly. We arbitrarily started doing it like a decade ago, and we've just kept doing it. I don't know why, but yeah. But
I
so
love it.
that's
I'm here for it.
Napoleon Dynamite. It's really stupid. It's kind of the definition of a cult classic, I think, at this
Hmm.
point. But
Agreed.
I've watched it so many times. What about you, Joey?
Oh
Um,
boy, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies. I
yeah,
don't consume a lot of media.
yeah, me either.
I'm in season 2 of Stranger Things right now. Boy, that's a great series. Love Stranger Things. Really good
I
stuff.
I have a confession to make.
Mm.
I have watched episode 1 of Stranger Things, and that is it.
Wow, you're missing
Yeah.
out. It's the aesthetics of it, the child acting and writing overall. It's so good. It's so great. It's
Mhm.
filmed really beautifully. It's art. It's real. Mwah. I can't recommend it enough. I recommend it enough. But
Mm,
like, it really answer your question. I think Back to the Future is always just
mm.
the movie that will always make me happy. Fifth Element, I feel like is just I haven't seen it recently, but it's just like one of those like comfort movies. And my favorite movie of all time is Kill Bill. So
Wow. Kill Bill. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
uh
Nice.
yeah,
It's a good
thank
list.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I will slide in there that up there on the list of movies I have rewatched, Pacific Rim is certainly also up there.
I haven't seen it. I imagine it's probably worth watching because I hear
It
really good
is
things about it.
it is really just like the peak plot doesn't matter, hilarious action movie, watch humongous, really coolly designed mechs beating up gigantic monsters. There's a story in there, and I've seen the movie a few times and couldn't even tell you the plot.
I mean,
Uh,
once you have giant mechs, that's really all you need. Like that's it. You don't really need a plot.
yep,
Just get them fighting.
yep.
Some other cool facts that we gleaned that Cedric, one of the folks who works for the game band, one of the original developers, had a lot of shoes in their background, and that their shoe collection inspired the Shoe Thieves.
Yeah, it's a cool
Hmm.
little. And if I remember correctly, they may also have been from Charleston originally, and that is why they are from the city of
Oh.
Charleston. The Charleston name drop in regards to the Shoe Thieves name came from last month's Q&A. So they're really just stringing it all together.
Love that. Speaking of the Shoe Thieves, a question was asked: if the Shoe Thieves won season 10, that was against the Crabs, would the boss battle still have happened? And they were very excited about answering that question. It was that yes, it wasn't tied to Ascension because the Crabs Ascended. That was their third win. That would there be a boss battle just because of the Ascension? The answer is it would have happened anyways.
Yeah. Yep, they just would have happened. It just so happened to be very conveniently timed that the Crabs got to ascend and also got to be one shot by the Shells on their way out.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, have fun up there. Boom.
Oh yeah, that was really interesting. It fell kind of right into my theory that past a point, like how the discipline era was a little bit like kind of set in stone. Not like obviously we changed a few things with some of the things we voted for, but past a point they really had an idea of what they wanted to do and they were able to execute it and stuff. Something that I really appreciated was they all called out something. Someone asked them about all different projects that they had done in the past that they were really proud of that weren't Blaseball. It's really interesting to hear about and stuff because I interact with these people a lot and I see these people talk a lot but it's all through the lens of Blaseball. So it was really interesting to hear about some more stuff that these people have done, like Alana's game pieces, which seems very, very cool.
Yeah. She's made a lot of like cool, like small, like indie, like tabletop RPG games. Really cool, I believe. She has a link to those on her website. So if you want to go there, check that out. That's Elena Murphy. So just Google search that. Really cool stuff. I bought their game, her game, Ginger Dead, which is Candyland, except you bite your other players.
Oh no.
It's very silly.
Oh, no.
We'll end up playing on air because I think it'll be a delightful stream. And then a lot of folks talked about where cards fall and how like one of the first games. And like even that game was Sam made that freshman year of college as like a demo, and then 10 years later it came out. And that's I found it really sweet.
Yeah, it was it was a really good, all around, very interesting little discussion.
Great
Hearing more about the past of these people.
I have one more thing to end on. So if that's kind of a sweet thing that was said during the cast. But Cal, do you have anything else that really stood out to you from the third Q&A session from the game ban about Blaseball?
No, I don't think so. It was nice to see Sneakers. I'm always down to see Sneakers.
Oh boy, Sneakers! What a great cat. It was that cat was showing off.
Every single time that Felix posts a Sneakers story or posts a Sneakers story or a Sneakers picture, just it really makes my day.
It was so nice. It's what a good cat. I believe the cat is 5 months old plus minus, so that's cool. We also learned that. I don't know why I remember that, but I did. One question that I asked that ended up getting in there, which I was happy about. I asked if they played or would play real life baseball or softball, what positions would they play? And Elena said they would be catcher, a lot of second base players. What was really cool. Sam only played T-ball. That was very, very funny. They did some good bits on that. Joel coached a city team for 2 seasons, and Joel talking about it and how like getting better is like, oh, we only lost by 20 runs this game, etc. And then talking about it at work kind of inspired Blaseball. So almost like a kind of another little hint of like giving Blaseball some color. So I found that very interesting.
Kind
of sweet.
A little bit more of that historical backdrop.
And it only makes, I think for me personally, it just makes me like baseball that much more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. My favorite little early development was tidbit was the original pitch for Blaseball was a lot of the same concepts, but for horse racing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real classic. But man,
Yeah, love that. Again, it was a really good stream. Thank you again, Blaseball,
oh,
for all that you do for us and for this game, and hope we're all one big community, and we are all love Blaseball. Again, Blaseball's coming back. Blaseball's been announced February 22nd plus minus. If they need more time, they'll take it because they should. But we
they need
have
their rest.
a definitive-ish date, and I'm excited to have it back because boy, do we miss it.
Yep.
But that will do it for the stream. Please consider following, subscribing, etc., to the Splorts Hub. We still will be providing Blaseball-related content. We covered the coffee cup, so we'll make the announcements there. Follow us on Twitter as well at the Splorts Hub to get notified of things coming in. But you can just follow us here. You get notified of when we go live. We broadcast every Tuesday a show that is very dear to my heart now. We are 6 episodes in and accidentally already broke all of space time. I'm talking about talking about Little League, which follows a group of 10-year-old Little League players solving mysteries in the Blaseball universe. Very fun series. You can find us on YouTube. If you just Google YouTube search Little League Blaseball, that will come up on our YouTube channel. One of my favorite things and highlights of the week. Cal, you got anything to plug?
Not a whole ton. You can follow me, my organization, Blaseball News, at Blaseball News on the good old Twitter. You can find our YouTube. We haven't put much on there recently, but I swear that things are coming. Just like more new things are coming from the Blaseball News Network. Basically, we are undergoing structural change that will help us create more and more better and better content about Blaseball and for Blaseball people, especially fans who like to interact with Blaseball in a more casual way, helping them keep up, giving them
it's hard.
News.
Blaseball's a lot.
Yep. So we're doing a lot of behind the scenes work to hopefully help a lot more really cool Blaseball content be created. So
that's what a great tease. That was a very substantive tease. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, big market tease is what we call it in the biz.
Oh my, the big market tease.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I've heard that on the radio before. I'm probably using it correctly. That's how I feel right now.
I'm in marketing and I've never heard that one before.
Because it's probably not a thing. Really quick announcement for the Splorts Hub. Again, we'll be still doing Little League because just at its base level, I just love it. It's fun.
Joey, before you make this announcement, do you want to like talk about another topic from the Q&A, or do you want to maybe take a question from chat, or
do I? I'm not sure. What is this something? What?
No, I'm just man. The Blaseball team really drug out that announcement. That's
okay. I get it.
I'm getting out.
All right, counterpoint there. That was pretty good. Boy, that was infuriating when they did that. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. That is a callback. That is a great callback. I was not. Yeah. Okay. Counterpoint stands. Congrats. I was pretty loose with the county points. I guess I miss you all so much. Yeah. So announcement. Next season when Blaseball returns, February 22nd ish. We are of course the home of the Flowers, but we will be branching into a new market, a new team. I'll be broadcasting Hellmouth Sunbeam games as well. Doing an effort to do that more during the regular season. Love the Sunbeam so much. I've been shipping the Sunbeams and the Flowers a lot. #Sunflowers. So again, I'm not abandoning the Flowers at all. Flowers will always be near and dear to my heart, but we're also moving into the Sunbeams territory. Love the Beams and excited to do that.
Incredible. I love it.
So That's exciting. That's my announcement there. Again, follow us on the Twitter machine at the Splorts Hub. Follow Cal at Blaseball News. On all, if you can find us on YouTube as well. This has been the first Blaseball Extra Innings. Really appreciate you all joining us, chat. Cal, thank you so much for being here, sharing your hot takes. It's actually pretty late now. I thought this would go 30 minutes. It went an hour. Oops.
It's fine.
No, I'm cool. I appreciate you all so dang much. Can't wait to do more Blaseball stuff. We know when it's coming back, but happy to say for now, the commissioner's doing a great job, and we'll see you next time.